Hello friends, this is Normal here for Technique, and in this video we're going to compare two mid-range phones, the Vivo V5 with the Moto G4 Plus. So these two phones are priced almost in the same category below the 20k pricing, with the Vivo V5 priced almost 18k while the Moto G4 Plus is 15k for the 3GB RAM variant. So we'll do a detailed comparison of these two phones and see which is a better device to buy in this price segment. So without any further delay, let's get started with the comparison. So first step, the design and build quality. So design wise, you can see that both are quite different. One is a metallic unibody design, that's a Vivo V5, while the Moto G4 Plus is plastic finishing. You can see that the camera unit and the laser autofocus along with the flash unit has been arranged pretty neatly. On the other hand, the Vivo has a completely matte finish unibody design made of metal and looks premium as well. And you can see that the plastic finishing is quite decent on the Moto G4 Plus, but overall we would say the Vivo looks the much better device in terms of the design and build quality. And you can see the front panel has front facing speakers for the Moto G4 Plus. We have a massive 20 megapixel camera for the Vivo V5. There is a fingerprint scanner located on below the display, but on the Vivo V5 it's home button and fingerprint scanner, while it has the Moto G4 Plus has on-screen button, and this is just a fingerprint scanner. So that's the design and build quality. So we would give it to the Vivo V5 in terms of design and build quality and also the usability. Now let's talk about the display. So here we have a complete clear difference with the Vivo V5 just a 720p display, while the Moto G4 Plus is a full HD display. So display quality looks better on the Moto G4 Plus with more pixels per inch. The viewing angles are again quite good on both the phones. They look quite decent, and Vivo V5, even though it's a 720p display, doesn't look really bad when compared to the Moto G4 Plus. It's quite good. The colors look vibrant, the sharpness levels are also quite decent. So overall a decent display, but overall we would say in terms of display performance, the Moto G4 Plus is the better choice. Now let's talk about the software and the performance. So software, here's a major difference because Vivo V5 is a custom UI on top of Android 6.0, while the Moto G4 Plus has the stock UI, again Android 6.0 Marshmallow. Now first let's see the UI on the Vivo V5. So this is the Fun Touch OS, and you can see it's a customized version of Android, and you can see multiple home screens devoid of an app drawer. If you go to the settings, there are additional options included like smart motion, Wi-Fi display, smart multi-screen, that you can have two apps running at the same time, one-handed UI, super screenshot, smart click. So these are some added options available. Apart from that, you also have support for themes. You can download a lot of themes available and customize it. Then there is iManager, which allows you to optimize the device and fix issues in terms of performance. So these are some of the useful options, and if you swipe up rather, you get this control center kind of UI, which has these cube toggles, and the notification center is also pretty simple. So it's a pretty customized and heavy UI, which is feature rich and does provide additional options and tools. So if you're a person who loves customization with themes and icons, then this is really a good UI. But if you talk about the Moto G4 Plus, this is one area where the G4 Plus has an edge because it's a stock UI. A lot of users love the stock experience, and if you're a person who loves stock experience, then this is the better device to buy because it is slated to get Android 7.0 update as well. So that's another added feature of the Moto G4 Plus. And the UI looks plain Android, no third-party apps included other than the Moto app, which provides some decent options like Moto display, and some gestures are supported. So that's all in the UI. So in terms of the UI and performance, we would say it's up to the user to decide whether they want a customized UI or whether they want a stock UI. But we would say the Moto G4 Plus is the better UI because even though it does not come with any option to customize, it does get Android 7.0 pretty soon. Now talking about the performance, here we have an octa-core chipset, which is the MediaTek 6750 on the Vivo V5, while it is Snapdragon 617 on the Moto G4 Plus. While the Snapdragon 617 is coupled with 3GB RAM, the MediaTek is coupled with 4GB RAM, and both these devices have 32GB storage. Now if you look at the processor, we would say that the Snapdragon 617 is definitely superior to the MediaTek 6750, because both these devices are not really powerful chipsets out there, but definitely does a job decently. And in terms of the overall performance, you could say that both these devices perform quite well in day-to-day experience, and no major lags or issues. And when it comes to the gaming experience, that's where the Vivo V5 has an advantage, because Moto G4 Plus definitely has good gaming experience, but where it fails is the heating issue. The heating issue is still not solved, and we tested the device, it went up to almost 50 degrees. That's a very high temperature. On the other hand, the Vivo V5 does not heat up much. It is around 42 degrees, and the gaming experience is also quite good. So if you're looking for gaming experience, we would say the Vivo V5 definitely offers slightly better experience even with a HD display. Now apart from that, there is also a performance issue on the Moto G4 Plus. If you use the camera for almost 10 to 15 minutes, it heats up, and that makes the camera unusable. So that's another performance issue on the Moto G4 Plus. Now apart from other aspects, we would say both these devices come with a decent amount of storage, 32GB storage. There is 4GB RAM on the Vivo V5, while it's 3GB RAM on the Moto G4 Plus. So in terms of the performance in day-to-day experience, both are quite good and does the job pretty well. But if you're looking for gaming experience, we would recommend the Vivo V5. Now that's the software and performance. Both these devices have VoLTE support and 4G LTE with dual SIM cards, and we have a dedicated SIM card, dedicated micro SD card on the Moto G4 Plus, while it's a hybrid SIM card on the Vivo V5. Now let's move on to the camera. So we have a 13 megapixel rear camera with LED flash on the Vivo V5, while it's a 16 megapixel shooter with a dual tone dual LED flash, laser autofocus and face detection autofocus on the Moto G4 Plus. It also has a front facing 8 megapixel camera, while on the Vivo V5 is a massive 20 megapixel camera with moonlight selfie flash. Now looking at the camera interface, I can see that both are quite decent interface, although there are more features available on the Vivo V5. The Moto G4 Plus also offers a decent amount of features. There is also manual mode on and off on both these devices. Now looking at the camera samples taken between these two devices, it's a tough choice to decide which is the better device out there. You can see the camera samples which were taken between these two devices. Both are equally good, and Vivo V5 definitely has a slight edge in terms of the overall color quality and sharpness. Even though Moto G4 Plus is one of the really good camera devices below the 15K price point, the Vivo V5 also definitely has one good camera, that's a 13 megapixel shooter. So overall we would say in terms of the daylight experience, quite good. Both are quite good in terms of performance, but in terms of low light experience, we would say the Moto G4 Plus has a slight edge in terms of the sharpness and the overall quality. And now talking about the front facing selfie camera, again quite good performance from both these phones, but again we would say the Vivo V5 has better selfie experience in terms of the selfie experience, but the dynamic range in the selfie experience is not that great on the Vivo V5. But if you're looking for selfies alone, then the Vivo V5 definitely one good phone, because it also has this front facing flash. Now apart from that, we have a fingerprint scanner on both these devices on the front panel, and both the fingerprint scanners are really fast and unlock the device in really good time. So no issues in terms of the fingerprint experience. Now finally talking about the battery performance. So here we have a 3000 mAh battery on both these phones, and the battery performance looks quite decent on both the phones, and you can easily get through a day of usage on Vivo V5 and also the Moto G4 Plus, and battery performance isn't a major issue on both these phones. Now finally summing up, so which is a better device to buy here? So we have now talked about almost all aspects, so we'll just say which all areas the Vivo V5 has an edge. First is the design and build quality. Second is a customizable software. If you're looking for that, then the gaming experience is again superior, because there's not much of heating issues, and the camera also looks quite good, and the battery performance is also above average. Now where does the Vivo V5 not really perform that great is the display. That's a 720p display, and the MediaTek chipset is not really a powerful chipset, and if you're looking for stock-like experience, this is not the device to choose. Now talking about the advantages of Moto G4 Plus, it has a good full HD display, the camera performance is quite good, the software is really good, and it is slated to get the Android 7.0 Marshmallow update, and the battery performance again looks quite good. And the disadvantages of Moto G4 Plus is the styling and the build quality not really up to the mark, and secondly the heating issue. We just tested this device for camera performance, and then we couldn't really use the device after 10 minutes, so that issue still exists on our Moto G4 Plus. and that's major issue. It does heat up a lot, and so that is the cons of the Moto G4 Plus. So summing up, the Vivo V5 priced at 18K and the Moto G4 Plus price is 15K. So if you're looking at device price lower, obviously the Moto G4 Plus makes sense because it is almost 3K lower than the Vivo V5. But having said that, the Vivo V5 definitely a good device to choose if your priority is camera and selfie experience, and it also has 4GB RAM that helps in multitasking with heavy apps. So that's the detailed comparison of these two phones. So we would leave it to the readers to decide which is a better device to buy here based on their requirement. Why we are stressing based on the requirement is because if you're looking for gaming, then Vivo V5 is a better choice. So similarly, you have to decide on your priorities because both these devices are not really the best in this category because they have their own cons. So based on what you feel better, you can choose that device, and if you plan to buy this device, we have the link available in the description of this video. You can use our link and that helps our channel. So that's all guys with the detailed comparison of these two phones. Hope you like this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and also subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.